Reversing type 2 diabetes, fact or fiction, a disease once thought to be a lifelong, progressive condition, slowly worsening over time. A disease where medications become a daily ritual, and complications seem inevitable. For years, this was the narrative, the idea that diabetes could only be managed, never reversed. But what if I told you that this is no longer the whole story? That type 2 diabetes is, in many cases, not a permanent sentence but a condition that can be halted, even reversed. This is not a fantasy or wishful thinking. It is a reality backed by science, real-world cases, and a new understanding of human metabolism. To reverse type 2 diabetes is not magic, it is a process. A process that demands effort, knowledge, and persistence but rewards those who commit with a newfound lease on life. So today, let's embark on a journey. A journey that will take us deep into the roots of type 2 diabetes, how it develops, what fuels it, and, most importantly, how we can stop it in its tracks. This is not just a lecture, it is a call to action. Because the power to change the course of this disease lies not in a pill bottle, but in the choices we make every day. Understanding type 2 diabetes, how did we get here? To reverse a disease, we must first understand it. Type 2 diabetes is not simply about high blood sugar. That's just a symptom, a downstream effect of a much bigger issue, insulin resistance. Insulin is a hormone produced by the pancreas that allows our cells to absorb and use glucose for energy. But in type 2 diabetes, something goes wrong. Over time, our cells stop responding to insulin properly, forcing the pancreas to work harder and harder, producing more insulin to compensate. Eventually, the system collapses. Blood sugar rises, insulin becomes ineffective, and diabetes is diagnosed. But what causes this resistance in the first place? While genetics play a role, the biggest factors are lifestyle-related. Excess body fat, particularly around the abdomen, interferes with insulin function. A diet high in processed carbs and sugars forces the pancreas to work overtime, leading to burnout. Physical inactivity reduces muscle glucose uptake, increasing blood sugar levels. Chronic stress and poor sleep disrupt hormones that regulate blood sugar. Type 2 diabetes is not an overnight disease. It develops slowly, often over years or even decades, fueled by habits that are deeply ingrained in modern society. And yet, because it develops gradually, it can also be reversed. The same mechanisms that caused it can be undone. The science of reversal, how we can fight back. Reversing type 2 diabetes means tackling its root cause, insulin resistance. And research shows that this can be achieved through three primary strategies: significant weight loss, particularly through calorie restriction. Studies, such as the groundbreaking DIRECT trial, have shown that a sustained weight loss of 10 to 15% can lead to diabetes remission in a majority of people. A diet that reduces glucose spikes and improves insulin sensitivity. Low-carb, ketogenic, and Mediterranean diets have all been shown to be effective in reducing insulin resistance. Exercise that enhances glucose utilization and insulin sensitivity. Resistance training and aerobic exercise both play a key role in reversing diabetes. Let's break each of these down further. Diet, the cornerstone of diabetes reversal. The food we eat plays a direct role in our blood sugar levels. Conventional dietary advice often focuses on reducing fat intake and eating a balanced diet, but for those looking to reverse diabetes, a more targeted approach is needed. Low-carb and ketogenic diets. Carbohydrates are the primary driver of blood sugar spikes. By significantly reducing carbohydrate intake, we can lower blood sugar levels and reduce the demand for insulin. A low-carb diet, typically 50 to 100 grams of carbs per day, has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity and reduce diabetes symptoms. A ketogenic diet, very low-carb, high-fat, can push the body into a fat-burning state, reducing glucose dependence and enhancing metabolic flexibility. Caloric restriction and fasting. Another powerful tool in reversing diabetes is fasting. When we give our bodies a break from constant food intake, insulin levels drop, and our cells become more sensitive to it again. Intermittent fasting, eating within a specific window, can help regulate insulin. Prolonged fasting, 24 to 48-hour fasts, can significantly reduce insulin resistance. Very low-calorie diets. Studies show that extreme calorie restriction, 800 calories per day, for several months can lead to diabetes remission. Exercise, rebuilding insulin sensitivity. Exercise is another crucial pillar of diabetes reversal. It works in two ways. Muscles act as glucose sponges. When we exercise, our muscles take up glucose without the need for insulin, lowering blood sugar levels. Exercise improves insulin sensitivity. Regular activity makes cells more responsive to insulin, reducing resistance over time. Best types of exercise for diabetes. Reversal strength training, lifting weights or resistance exercises improve muscle mass, which enhances glucose uptake. Aerobic exercise, walking, running, cycling, and swimming improve overall metabolic health. High-intensity interval training, short bursts of intense exercise, can dramatically improve insulin sensitivity. Real-world success stories. Science is one thing, but what about real people? Across the world, thousands have reversed their type 2 diabetes through lifestyle changes. Dr. David Unwin's patients in the UK reversed diabetes using a low-carb diet, with many coming off medications entirely. Virta Health's ketogenic program has shown that over 50% of participants achieve diabetes remission. The direct trial in the UK found that nearly half of participants maintained diabetes reversal after 2 years through significant weight loss. Taking the first step, reversing type 2 diabetes, is not easy, but it is possible. It requires dedication, but the rewards, freedom from medication, improved energy, and a longer life, are worth it. If you or a loved one are facing type 2 diabetes, don't wait for the disease to progress. Start today. Reduce processed carbs, move your body daily, and take control of your health. Because diabetes is not a destiny. It is a challenge. A challenge that can be overcome. And the power to do so is in your hands.